Hello. How are you? Uh, what a crazy week. Um, last week, if you didn't know, I went to Japan and wow, it was amazing. I really, really enjoyed it. I had a really, really good time. So I was in Tokyo for 4 days and it was a great time. I had a really awesome time. Um, Here, hold on. Let me open everything. Oh, hey, Tajokos. Hey, how are you? I did not forget to record the stream. I am recording it, don't worry. I have it all ready to go. My voice is a little hoarse, though, again, so I don't know why I keep getting, like, something wrong with my throat. I went out on the weekend, um, and so I think it's because, so in the clubs in Korea, you can smoke. And I don't smoke, but the thing is, there are a lot of people who do here because um, the men, all men in Korea have to go into the military, and a lot of men that when they go, they start smoking. And so you can smoke in the club. And so I just am inhaling smoke for hours continuously. And so I think it's affecting my throat a little bit. But it's okay. I don't mind it. It's not terrible. I'm not coughing or anything, and I've been pretty hydrated. So, speaking of hydration, um, everybody in the plug. Yeah, I know, right? Well, I mean, it's mainly. So the thing is, I go to like a lot of gay clubs, and it's like gay men's clubs. So obviously, I fit in really well. But no, it's mainly the gay clubs that let you do it, because the straight clubs, I noticed that most people just go outside, but in the gay club, people will stay inside. So that's what's been happening. But yeah, Tokyo was great. I had a wonderful time. I saw a bunch of temples. I saw a bunch of areas that, not gonna lie, I am not good with names. I know I went to Asakusa. Here, hold on. Let me look up different areas of Japan because I know that they're gonna pop up. Let's see. Where did I go? I did see Tokyo Tower. I saw it. I didn't go in it, but I saw it. I went to Shinjuku. I went to Meiji Shrine. I believe I went to Ueno Park, because I know I went to Ueno for sure. I went to the Sensoji Temple. Oh my god, it was so beautiful. And it has like a market around it, which is really, really, really neat. So like there are like a whole bunch of things that you can do around the area. And one thing that I thought was really cool is you can get fortunes at the temples, but I mean, it's not like a fortune teller who's just like sitting there with a fortune telling crystal ball or whatever. So essentially there are like these kind of wall like things essentially with a bunch of drawers in it, and those hold the fortunes in them, and you shake this box. I know it sounds super touristy, but there's this box that you get, and you shake it and you pull out a stick, and the stick will say which drawer to pull your fortune from. And with my luck, I got the fortune that's called the lowest fortune. It was really, really good. So you're supposed to think of something before you get your fortune to think about and wish about and whatever. And I mean, I didn't think of anything specifically. I thought of things generally, but essentially, it was this idea that like patience is a virtue. So they said, look, bro, it's gonna take a while for things to happen for you. It was like, you want to fall in love? Well, guess what? They ain't coming for a long time. Did you lose something? You're not gonna find it. Do you need something? It's gonna take a while. Do you want success? Do you want any? It's gonna take a really long time. Okay? It's going to take a minute. But the thing about these fortunes are, if you get a good fortune, you're supposed to take it with you. But if you get a bad fortune, so this one apparently is like one of the worst ones you can get, I guess, if not the worst one. And if you get a really bad fortune or just a fortune that's not favorable to you, you're supposed to tie it on like one of these racks next to the temple, and it'll get rid of any of the bad fortune that comes that's tied to the fortune that you got. So I left it at the temple. Honestly, I didn't find it to be too bad of a fortune, because at the same time, it's like, look, you just have to be patient. You have to work through it, but it eventually will come, which I kind of like. And I've gotten used to the idea that it takes a while for things to happen. I mean, that's happened for me for a lot of my life, is like being patient and making sure that you just like let it happen how it's going to happen. So I know, yeah, to Joko's, I think, you know, when you get the chance to go, I think you're going to enjoy it. I really liked it. I didn't know a lot about Japan before going. I was lucky because the person that I went with knew a lot and planned the entire trip, and I was like, sick. Awesome. Ooh, one thing that was really cool though is at the place that I was staying at, we had an outdoor bath. It was so cool. Like not a bathhouse kind of style thing, but like it was just like a bath in our part of our bathroom, and it was like this entire I like baths. I had an onsen. I don't know what an onsen is. Here, let me look it up. But maybe onsen. No. It wasn't like that. No, it was like a bathtub outside on a balcony. It was really cool. And we could, like, they gave us bath salts and stuff at the place, and I was just like, yes, this is exactly what I need after a long day of just like, I just needed to veg out. So it was great. I kind of miss it though, because in Korea, people don't really have baths. So I don't have a bathtub in Korea, which is totally common, which in the US, it's more common than not to have a bathtub. So I haven't had a bath since probably when I first got here, because I mean, I remember I stayed in a hotel when my mom was here. She came and we went to Seoul for a day, which, I mean, I live pretty close to Seoul, but we were doing some touristy stuff, so she wanted to stay in there. And we had a bathtub, and I was like, whoa, bathtub? So that was a big deal, but I haven't had a bath in a while, so that was really nice. I'm not really a huge bath person, but at the same time, it's being able to lounge in hot water is nice, I guess. I need to go to, there's a thing called Jimjilbang here, where it's a bathhouse essentially, and they have different flavors of bath. No, it's just different temperatures, and you can go in the cold bath, the warm bath, or the hot bath essentially. And you bathe with other people. You don't bathe by yourself, but it's not as liberal as like the Roman baths, but you know, it's nice, and I've heard it's really relaxing, and they also have like body scrubs and stuff and sauna, and so I really want to go. I haven't been yet. I've asked friends to go with me, but none of my friends want to go because they're just like, oh, I don't want to bath with somebody. I don't want to bathe with another. But I have to go with a woman friend though, because you can't, like, men and women don't bathe together in Korea. It's like a men's bath and a women's bath, which, I mean, I guess makes sense. But I want to have a girlfriend there, because that way I can actually experience it with somebody else, rather than like, oh, we came to the bathhouse together, now we're gonna split up, bye, you know. So it's just, yeah, so that's what I want to do. A Midsummer Night's Dream. I'm so excited. We're finally getting back to it. We're almost done. We've got a couple pages left, and then bam, we're finished. Yeah, I'm back, Lorenzo. I'm back in full force. What can I say? And I already ate dinner too, which is nuts. We're on track today. So like they provide dinner at work sometimes. Well, they usually do, but the thing is, like, sometimes the dinner is kind of Like, ooh, I don't know if I want it. So, but it was good today. It was like a version. I think it was bulgogi today. Which, if you don't know what bulgogi is, it's like a marinated beef, like loose beef kind of thing. It's really good. I really like it. I've only maybe had it a handful of times since I've been here. I had it before I came, and I've always liked it. But the thing is, like, it's a it's the kind of food that your mom would make. It's not really a food that you would go out to eat. You know what I mean? That's like going out to eat a casserole in the US, I guess. I don't know what the Australian equivalent would be, Lorenzo, so like if you want to tell me. Korean barbecue is getting bigger in Australia. Yeah, it's getting big in the US too. I mean, because Korean culture is starting to get a little bit more popular. More and more outside of um, outside of Korea, because there's the whole like everybody thinks that Korean fashion is cool. There's obviously BTS and Psy and things like that, and Blackpink, that are very popular outside of Korea, as well as other groups. And people are interested in Korean skincare, and then people are also starting to get interested in the food and the culture and things like that. So I think that's really neat that it's actually starting to spread and globalize a little bit, because I know that here it's kind of a controversial thing that Korea is getting westernized, because I mean, a lot of people are saying, oh, a lot of American and European culture is influencing Korea nowadays, and there's a lot more fast food and a lot more Western fashion and things like that. So there's a lot more influence from the Americas and Europe than there used to be. But I mean, I think that's also just part of how the world is globalizing as a whole, because with the internet, like, everybody has access to everything. Well, I wouldn't say we have access to everything. We have access to what we're allowed to access. But I mean, we know more about different cultures than we've ever known in our entire lives, or in the entire existence of humanity. So we're able to kind of share, and it's interesting, and I think it's kind of cool how we're able to make things mesh a little bit more throughout the world. Though I will say, Mexican food here is not good. Like, Latin food, no, I do miss that a lot. I've probably said this on stream before, but like, hell no. For example, yeah, exactly. You're watching an American girl in Korea from Australia, Lorenzo. Like, how fucking nuts is that, right? Reading Shakespeare, an English poet, right? Exactly. I don't know where this was printed, though. I'm curious to see if this was printed. Where was this printed? Let's see. Clay's Limited Elkograph. I don't know what Elkograph is. Ooh. Whoa. Wait. Hold up. I just found out. Wait, what? Oh. Okay, never mind. Hertfordshire. I don't know where Hertfordshire is. It sounds English. It doesn't sound doesn't sound American at all. Hertfordshire, often abbreviated Herts, is one of the home countries in southern England. Nice. It borders Bedfordshire and Cambridgeshire to the north, Essex to the east, and Greater London to the south, and Buckinghamshire to the west. Great. It is part of the East England region. Wow, I feel so informed. Okay. So, yeah, okay. That doesn't matter then. So, we left off with Act 4 yesterday. So, Titania has been lifted from the spell. Are we hobbits with all these shires? I know, right? That's what I was thinking, right? I know. Well, I don't think we're hobbits, but maybe you could start a rumor that like all English people are shires, because, or the English are hobbits, because maybe that's why the hobbits always have an English accent, is because they live in the shires. Though I do know sometimes people will say sure, like they might pronounce it, instead of saying Shire, they'll say, like, I don't know what this one is called. Hertfordshire. No, I think it's Shire. It has to be Shire. It doesn't sound right. It's Hertfordshire. So, I don't know. But maybe it's just because I don't have an English accent. Maybe that's it. But my English accent's very bad. It's very bad. But okay, so Titania she's not under the spell anymore. So Bottom was like taking advantage of her by, letting her be in love with him. And he was just like, oh yeah, you can give me whatever I want, please. I love this. I am reveling in this and dwelling in this luxurious lifestyle you are giving me. And Titania's just like, oh, I love you so much. And then Oberon kind of sachets in and he's like, I lift this spell that I've cast upon you. And she's just like, what the hell happened? He's like, you were in love with an ass. And she's just like, oh, oops. And he's like, what a prank. And that's it, pretty much. And then before this, so Puck put the, what is it called? When antidote. He put the antidote on Lysander's eyes. Lysander, who was in love with Hermia. I feel like I'm explaining this really poorly after a 1-week hiatus. Okay, hold on. Lysander and Hermia love each other. But Lysander was given a potion to love somebody else, and her name is Helena. Helena loves a man named Demetrius, but Demetrius is bequeathed to Hermia, but Hermia does not like Demetrius. And Demetrius has slept with Helena, but does not like Helena, or kissed, or like something like that. Did something romantic with her. Anyway, but he's not into Helena, he's into Hermia. But Demetrius was also given a potion to fall in love with Helena. So now both Demetrius and Lysander love Helena. However, Puck, Oberon's assistant, who did all this shit, put the antidote on Lysander's eyes, making him forget that he was in love with Helena and be back in love with Hermia. But Demetrius did not get the antidote. So he's still in love with Helena, essentially, is what happened. And then, okay, what happened? Is that it? That's pretty much it. Like, this is basically all that's happened. Okay, so Titania is just, at this point, she's just like, what a prank. And then that's the end of that. So now we're going into the next page, and it says, a sound of horns. Enter Theseus, Hippolyta, Aegeus, and others. Eggs. I forgot about eggs. Isn't Eggs Hermia's father? I think so. I think he's Hermia's father. Anyway, okay, so Theseus we got horns. Hold up. Okay, so the horns went, right? Okay, and then Theseus goes, go, one of you, find out the forester, for now our observation is performed, and since we have the vaward of the day, my love shall hear the music of my hounds, uncouple in the western valley. Let them go. Dispatch, I say, and find the forester. And then the man leaves. So, like, one of them is out of the posse now. We will, fair queen, up to the mountain's top and mark the musical confusion of hounds and echo in conjunction. So, Theseus and Hippolyta got married. I don't know if you know this at the beginning of the book. Theseus, Hippolyta, marriage, cool, awesome, whatever. And Hippolyta goes, I was with Hercules and Cadmus once, when in a wood of Crete they bade the bear with hounds of Sparta. Never did I hear such gallant chiding, for besides the groves, the skies, the fountains, every region near, seemed all one mutual cry. I never heard so musical a discord, such sweet thunder. Theseus, my hounds are bred out of the Spartan kind, so flewed, so sanded, and their heads are hung with ears that sweep away the morning dew, crook-kneed, and dew-lapped, with Thesian bulls, slow in pursuit but matched in mouth like bells, each under each. A cry more tunable was never hollowed to, nor cheered with horn in Crete, in Sparta, nor in Thessaly. Judge when you hear, but soft, what nymphs are these? Nymphs. Sorry, I don't know why I said nymphs. Okay, so essentially they're preparing for what's going, like the festivities that are to come. So as you know, Bottom and his troop, it's not Bottom's troop, but it's, whose troop is it? What's his name? Is it Quince? I think it's Quince. Yeah. So Quince's troop, which includes Bottom, they're all putting on a play for their wedding, because it's like essentially the, what's it called? It's the reception. So like everybody goes, and then you have like the people perform for your wedding, and then you're like, yeah, it's like getting a wedding band, but better. No, maybe it wouldn't be better because it's Bottom. So like, I don't know if that would be better. Okay. Eggs. My lord, this is my daughter here asleep, and this is Lysander. This Demetrius. This Helena. Old Nadar's Helena. I wonder if they're being here together. So, okay. Lysander, Demetrius, Helena, and Hermia are all laying like really close to each other, essentially. And Eggs is Hermia's dad. Okay, so we cleared that up. We're good. So Eggs is just pointing this out. And Theseus says, no doubt they rose up early to observe the rite of May, and hearing our intent came hearing grace of our solemnity. But speak, Eggs. Is not this the day that Hermia should give answer of her choice? Okay, so Theseus is just like, of course they're here. They came so early. They wanted to see everything that was happening. They're here to celebrate our day. And it's like, okay, delusional girl. Theseus, whatever, I hear you. But he's also saying, okay, Hermia has to decide if she's gonna marry Demetrius, because nobody knows that she wants to marry Lysander, but except for Lysander, and so she has to decide if she's gonna marry Demetrius. But I think if I remember correctly, at the beginning, Eggs was just like, you have to marry him, otherwise, you know, I don't want you as my daughter anymore, I think is what happened. So, but Eggs also likes Lysander, but I think there's just like something about Lysander where they're just like, I don't know, that's kind of sketchy. Or maybe Lysander just like isn't, he's just not up to standard, up to snuff maybe. So yeah, he's just like, yeah, I like Lysander, but, you know, to be honest, I like Demetrius more for her. So, whatever. Anyway. Eggs. It is, my lord. So he's just like, yeah, it's time for Hermia to come to a decision. And Theseus says, go, bid the huntsmen wake them with their horns. Okay. Can you imagine if you're like, okay, hypothetically speaking, you're sleeping in the forest and you get, you get awoken by a horn. Somebody just comes up and is just like, burr, you know, oh my god, that would suck. Okay. A shout within, horns sound, the lovers awake and rise. Okay. Sound the horns! I'm just imagining it like this, and then they're just like, burr, 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 burr. This is a lighter, by the way. Anyway. So, I don't know why I did that. Good morrow, friends. Who's saying this? Theseus. Good morrow, friends. Saint Valentine is past. Begin these wood birds but to couple now. And Lysander says, pardon, my lord. And the lovers kneel before Theseus. Whoa! So, is Lysander kneeling next to Hermia, I guess? I guess they're kneeling there. And Theseus says, I pray you all, stand up. And Lysander and Demetrius stand up. Well, everyone stands up. Oh, maybe everyone was kneeling before Theseus, and then everybody is now standing. Because maybe they weren't as couples. They're just... Okay, anyway. I know you two are rival enemies. How comes this gentle concord in the world, that hatred is so far from jealousy, to sleep by hate, and fear no enmity? So Theseus is essentially just like, I know you guys hate each other, so I don't know why you guys are sleeping so close. Like, you guys were literally just fighting over a girl yesterday. So what happened? And Lysander says, "My lord, I shall reply amazedly, half sleep, half waking. But as yet, I swear I cannot truly say how I came here. But, as I think, for truly would I speak, and now I do bethink me, so it is, I came with Hermia hither. Our intent was to be gone from Athens, where we might, without the peril of the Athenian law," and then he gets interrupted. And Egg says, "Enough! Enough, my lord, you have enough. I beg the law upon his head, that it would have stolen away, thy would, Demetrius, therefore to have defeated you and me, you of your wife, and me of my consent, consent that she would be your wife." So Eggs is just like, whoa, what the fuck? Lysander, you were not supposed to steal my daughter away from me. So I don't know why you thought you could get away with this. So, if anything, Lysander went down in the ranks, like plummeted, because Lysander tried to steal his daughter away from him, and from Demetrius, essentially running away, trying to avoid Athenian law, just so they could get married. And Demetrius said, hold on. I gotta stay hydrated, otherwise I'm gonna start losing my voice. Demetrius said, "My lord, fair Helen told me of their stealth, of this their purpose hither. To this wood and I in fury hither followed them. Fair Helena in fancy following me, but my good lord, I wot not by what power. But by some power it is my love to Hermia, melted as melts in the snow. Seems to me now as the remembrance of an idol god, which in my childhood I did dote upon. And all the faith, the virtue of my heart, the object and the pleasure of mine eye is only Helena. To her, my lord, was I betrothed ere I saw Hermia, but like in sickness did I loathe this food. So, as in health come to my natural taste, now I do wish it, love it, long for it, and will forevermore be true to it." So, Demetrius is like, hold on, I want to clear the air to Jokos. They became secret lovers. Yeah, I know, right? They're just like, and they were roommates. Anyway, so Demetrius is essentially like, hold on, let me clear the air for a second. He's like, don't even ask Hermia if she wants to marry me, because at this point I don't want to marry Hermia. Not because she doesn't love me, but at this point I don't love her because I'm in love with Helena. And you have to keep in mind he's still under the spell. So he essentially, he's undoubtedly in love with Helena because he's under this spell and under this, love potion, whatever. And he's like, look, this is the woman I love. I don't want Hermia at all. She's not the woman for me. So please don't make me marry her against my will. I know Hermia doesn't want me either. So there's no point. Eggs. Okay. Even though I know it's like Aegeus or Aegeus or whatever. Anyway, I'm calling them eggs. We're sticking with the eggs. Theseus says, "Fair lovers, you are fortunately met of this discourse. We more will hear anon. Eggs, I will overbear your will, for in the temple by and by with us these couples shall eternally be knit. And for the morning now is something worn, our purposed hunting shall be set aside. Away with us to Athens. 3 and 3 will hold a feast in great solemnity. Come, Hippolyta." So, exeunt Theseus, Hippolyta, eggs, and their followers. So all the old people leave. So Theseus is just like, you know what? Whatever. I don't care. You guys can do whatever you want. She's not the one I want. I feel like this is oh, I get what you're saying to Jokos. I feel like you're making, if I am imagining this correctly, you are saying this in a Greece tone. Anyway, Demetrius says, "These things seem small and undistinguishable, like far-off mountains turned into clouds." Hermia, methinks I see these things with parted eye, when everything seems double. So Hermia is obviously confused, as she should be, because these dudes have been giving her whiplash this whole time. Helena says, methinks, and I have found Demetrius like a jewel, mine own and not mine own. Helena's just like, it doesn't feel real that Demetrius would love me because he's been so adamant about how much he doesn't love me. And Demetrius says, "But you are sure that we are now awake? It seems to me that yet we sleep, we dream. You do not think the Duke was here and bid us follow him?" And Hermia says, "Yea, and my father, Helena, and Hippolyta, Lysander. And he did bid us follow to the temple, Demetrius. Why then? We are awake. Let's follow him. And by the way, let us recount our dreams. And they all exunt. So, essentially, so Lysander and Demetrius are kind of like, isn't this kind of dreamlike? And Lysander's like, I already woke up from my dream. And Demetrius is like, oh, there's something still a little bit weird about it. But honestly, like, I'm chilling with my lover Helena. And Helena and Hermia are like, I don't know what the fuck is happening, but like, hey, I'll roll with it. And Helena's like, yeah, I will roll with it too, because let's be real here. This is the best I'm gonna get. Yikes. And then Bottom finally wakes up. So he's been sleeping in the middle of this field for the whole time. Because if you remember, Bottom had an ass's face. And so when Puck came to the scene, he was like, skippity, skippity, skoo. And then he skipped in and was like, Bottom, I bequeath you with a normal human head again. But Bottom had to fall asleep to like get a normal face again. So he wakes up. When my cue comes, call me and I will answer. My next is, most fair Pyramus. Hey ho, Peter Quince. Flute, the bellows mender. Snout, the tinker. Starveling. God's my life. Stolen hence and left me asleep. I've had a most rare vision. I've had a dream. Past the wit of man to say what dream it was. Man is but an ass. If he go about to expound this dream. Methought I was... There is no man can tell what. Methought I was, and methought I had. But man is but a patched fool, if he will offer to say what methought I had. The eye of man hath not heard, the ear of man hath not seen. Man's hand is not able to taste, his tongue to conceive, nor his heart to report what my dream was. I will go get Peter Quince to write a ballad of this dream. It shall be called Bottom's Dream. Wow, how original, Bottom. Because it hath no bottom. And I will sing it in the latter end of a play before the Duke. Peradventure, to make it to the more gracious, I shall sing it at her death. That's hilarious. I know, right? Joe goes, so essentially Bottom woke up because Bottom got the ass's head in the middle of a rehearsal, if you remember. So, like, everybody was super scared of him that was in the cast because they were like, oh my god, what happened to his face? Because he was turned into a monster for, not Hippolyta, what's her name? Titania to fall in love with, because they wanted him to be as repulsive as possible and for her to be like, gross. So, essentially, he wakes up and he's just like, all right, what am I doing now? What's my line again? You know? And he's like, oh man, I had the craziest dream. But he's like, oh, I can't talk about it because it's so ridiculous. Like, this would never happen. What? Oh, so he's like cringing about it. It's as if he had like it's as if he had a forbidden dream where he's like, oh man, this woman would never fall in love with me in real life. But oh, my dream, she fell in love with me in my subconscious. So I think it's kind of sweet the way he does it, the way he says it. But I think he also thinks it's a little bit silly, and I like the innocence of that. So scene 2, Athens. We're in Peter Quince's abode. Enter Quince, Flute, Snout, and Starveling. So they're all at Quince's house. Abode. And Quince says, have you sent to Bottom's house? Is he come home yet? And Starveling says, he cannot be heard of. Out of doubt he is transported. And Flute said, if he comes not, then the play is marred. It goes not forward, doth it? And Flute's just like, we're screwed. We're fucked. He's literally the star of the entire play. What are we supposed to fucking do? And Quince says, it's not possible. You have not a man in all Athens able to discharge Pyramus, but he. And Quince is just like, yeah, you're right. We are screwed because guess what? No one can play Pyramus except for Bottom. Bottom, honestly, like, if he's the star of the play, either he's just like a really good actor or Bottom's like fit as hell. Like, he must be handsome, sexy, good act. He's like Brad Pitt. Except I don't really think Brad Pitt's that cute. But like, I know a lot of older ladies do. They're like, oh yeah, Brad Pitt. Ka-ching, you know. So, anyway. Flute. No, he has simply the best wit of any handicraftman in Athens. Quince. Yeah, and the best person too, and he's a very paramour for a sweet voice. Flute. You must say paragon. A paramour is, God bless us, a thing of naught. So essentially they're just like tooting his horn. They're like, yeah, he's got a great voice. He's so good at his craft. I wonder if he's a hella method actor and no one else can do how he do. Yeah, I know, right? He's just like so, yeah. He's just like experienced the life of Pyramus so much that everyone's just like, yeah, I can't play him because whatever. Okay, anyway, Snug comes in, I guess. Masters, Snug says this. Masters, the Duke is coming from the temple, and there is 2 or 3 lords and ladies more married. If our sport has gone forward, we had all been made men. Wait. Does this mean that Hermia, Helena, Demetrius, and Lysander all got married? Oh, that was quick. Anyway, Flute says, Oh, sweet bully bottom, thus hath he lost 6 pence a day during his life. He could not have escaped 6 pence a day, and the Duke had not given him 6 pence a day for playing Pyramus. I'll be hanged. Oh, he would have deserved it. 6 pence a day in Pyramus or nothing. And Bottom comes in, and he says, Where are these lads? Where are these hearts? And Quinn says, Bottom, oh, most courageous day, oh, most happy hour. They're all just like, oh, fuck. Thank God that Bottom is here, because honestly, we wouldn't be able to do this without him, because he is the only thing holding this whole entire thing together. And Bottom says, Masters, I am to discourse wonders, but ask me not what. For if I tell you, I am no true Athenian. I will tell you everything right as it fell out. Let us hear, sweet Bottom, says Quince. Quince says, Let us hear, sweet Bottom. And Bottom says, Not a word of me. All that I will tell you is that the Duke hath dined. Get your apparel together, good strings to your beards, new ribbons to your pumps, meet presently at the palace. Every man looked o'er his part. For the short and the long is, our play is preferred. In any case, let Thisbe have clean linen, and let not him that plays the lion pare his nails, for they shall hang out for the lion's claws. For we are to utter sweet breath, and I do not doubt but to hear them say in a sweet comedy, No more words. Away go we. So Bottom's just like, I'm back, bitches. Let's get the costumes on, and let's do this thing. And everyone's just like, huzzah! And then they break out and we're all in this together from High School Musical and, you know, do like a whole dance number. Thanks, Shakespeare. That honestly sounds like exactly what would happen. So, yeah. Anyway, William Shakespeare, Act 5, Scene 1. Man, I wish I brought that kind of energy to my workplace. Me too. Honestly, like, I'll show up. I gotta pretend when I go to work, because I'm a teacher, you know? I teach 5-year-olds. And so, you know, I like teaching, but I'm not built for the kindergarten life. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not built for that. It's not my thing. But I gotta show up and I gotta pretend that I am as excited to see them as Elmo is when Elmo is on television. And to be honest, I do not have Elmo energy every day, but I sure as hell pretend I have Elmo energy every day. And it is exhausting. Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay. I give weather to pilots, and it's pretty similar to teaching 5-year-olds. I can imagine there are a lot of jobs, honestly, that are similar to, like, interacting with 5-year-olds on a daily basis. Because, I mean, I've done customer service, too, like, customer service jobs. And let me tell you, like, customer service, like, people who are calling customer service know how to act like 5-year-olds as well. So it's rough out there. Okay, Act 5, Scene 1. This is the last act. I feel like every Shakespeare play has 5 acts. Did he just cap it off there? Is he just like, yeah, that's what we do. 5 acts. That's it. Anyway, okay. Act 5, Scene 1. The hall in the palace of Duke Theseus. Enter Theseus and Hippolyta, followed by Philostrate, lords, and attendants. Okay. I think they're already married. So, yeah, they're married. We chillin'. They about to do they thing. And Hippolyta says, Hippolyta's the one who's married. Hippolyta and Theseus are the ones who got married. That is not Titania. Okay. 'Tis strange, my Theseus, that these lovers speak of. And Theseus says, more strange than true. I never may believe these antic fables nor these fairy toys. Lovers and madmen have seen such seething brains, such shaping fantasies that apprehend more than cool reason ever comprehends. The lunatic, the lover, and the poet are of imagination all compact. One sees more devils than vast hell can hold. That is the madman. The lover, all is frantic, sees Helen's beauty in a brow of Egypt. The poet's eye, in a fine frenzy, rolling, doth glance from heaven to from earth to heaven, and his imagination bodies forth the forms of things unknown. The poet's pen turns them to shapes, and gives to airy nothing a local habitation and a name. Such tricks hath strong imagination that, if it would but apprehend such joy, it comprehends some bringer of that joy, or in the night imagining some fear. How easy is a bush supposed a bear? Okay. So, Theseus is essentially describing the three types of lovers, or he is saying there are three types of lovers. So there's the lunatic, the lover, and the poet, right? Or I guess people who create stories. Yeah. People who create stories. You have the lunatic, the lover, and the madman. Or no, the lunatic, the lover, and the poet. So the lunatic is a madman, and he sees all of like the negatives of things. Then you have the lover, who's just entranced by everything that they see. And then you have the poet, who can take abstract ideas and put them into words and make them make sense to a person, essentially. Which I also feel like it's Shakespeare being like, yeah, I have a talent. But also, Theseus is just kind of like talking shit about Lysander and Demetrius, I'm pretty sure, about how they were just like, yeah, and then I had a dream about this, and it was so scary. You know what I mean? So, yeah. And then Hippolyta comes in, but all the story of the night told over, and all their minds transfigured so together, more witnesseth than fancy's images, and grows to something to great constancy, and howsoever strange and admirable. And then Lysander comes in with Hermia, and Demetrius comes in with Helena. And Theseus says, here come the lovers, full of joy and mirth. Joy, gentle friends, joy and fresh days of love accompany your hearts. So they must be married, because they're coupling up and whatever. And Lysander says, more than to us. Wait in your royal walks, your board, your bed. And Lysander's like, oh, don't worry. You don't have to, like, accommodate us or whatever. Like, we're just hanging out. We just got married. We're happy. It's chill. And Theseus says, no, come now. What masks, what dances shall we have to wear away this long age of 3 hours between our after supper and bedtime? Where's our usual manager of mirth? What revels are in hand? Is there no play to ease the anguish of a torturing hour? Call Philostrate. Isn't Philostrate there? Yeah, anyway, okay. Oh, he's calling Philostrate. That's what he's saying. Okay, so Theseus is like, we have 3 hours to kill before we get to have sex. You get what I'm saying? So let's have a hell of a time dancing and watching plays and doing all this stuff. And Philostrate comes over and he says, here, mighty Theseus. And Theseus says, say, what abridgment have you for this evening? What mask, what music? How shall we beguile the lazy time, if not with some delight? Philostrate says, there is a brief how many sports are ripe. Make choice of which your highness will see first. And then Philostrate gives him a piece of paper. Here, I'll give you a piece of paper. You ready? It's a Japanese coloring page I got from a sushi restaurant. Let's go. Which one do you want? Which one do you want? Theseus? Do you want persimmon? Do you want fish? Do you want grape? Or do you want ham? Rice? Rice ham? Anyway, Right. I want the fish. And Theseus says, the battle with centaurs, to be sung by an Athenian eunuch to the harp. We'll have none of that. That have I told my love and glory of my kinsman Hercules. The riot of the tipsy bacchanals, tearing the Thracian singer in their rage. This is an old device, and it was played when I from Thebes came last a conqueror. The thrice three muses mourning for their death of learning, late deceased in beggary. That is some satire, keen and crucial, not sorting with a nuptial ceremony. A tedious brief scene of young Pyramus and his love Thisbe. Very tragical mirth. Marry? And tragical? Tedious and brief. That is hot ice and wondrous strange snow. How shall we find the concord of this discord? So he's essentially just like, ooh, I want to see this Pyramus play. And Philostrate says, a play there is, my lord, some 10 words long, which is as brief as I have known a play. But by 10 words, my lord, it is too long, which makes it tedious. For in all the play there is not one word apt, and one player fitted, and tragical, my noble lord, it is. For Pyramus therein doth kill himself, which when I saw rehearsed, I must confess made my eyes water. But more merry tears, the passion of loud laughter, never shed. So Philostrate's really selling this. He's just like, I saw this play, man. And let me tell you, Theseus, holy shit, they're legit. And Theseus says, what are they that do play it? And Philostrate says, hard-handed men that work in Athens here, which never labored in their minds till now, and now have toiled their unbreathed memories with the same play against your nuptial. And Theseus says, and we will hear it. Theseus is like, let's do this. Let's listen to this play. And Philostrate says, no, my noble lord, it is not for you. I have heard it over, and it is nothing in the world, unless you can find sport in their intents, extremely stretched and conned with cruel pain to do you service. And Theseus says, I will hear that play, for never anything can be amiss when simpleness and duty tender it. Go bring them in and take your places, ladies. So he's just like, oh, you don't think I would like it as much as you do? Well, what a challenge. I shall observe it myself and cast judgment upon it, if I so please. And Philostrate exits, and he's got to go get the Thespians. And Hippolytus says, I love not to see wretchedness o'ercharged, and duty in his service perishing. Theseus, why, gentle sweet, you shall see no such thing. Hippolyta, he says they can do nothing in this kind. Theseus, the kinder we to give them thanks for nothing, our sport shall be to take what they mistake. And what poor duty cannot do, nobled respect takes in it might, not merit. Where I have come, great clerks have proposed to greet me with premeditated welcomes, where I have seen them shiver and look pale, make periods in the midst of sentences, throttle their practiced accent in their fears, and in conclusion dumbly have broke off, not paying me a welcome. Trust me, sweet. Out of this silent, yet I picked a welcome, and in the modesty of fearful duty I read as much from the rattling tongue of saucy and audacious eloquence. Love. Therefore, in tongue-tied simplicity, and least speak most to my capacity. So he's just like, look, I've had a lot of people perform for me, and I've had a lot of people meet me. And a lot of these people, whenever they perform and meet me, they're quaking in their boots. They rehearse it 1,000,000 times, and they still can't do it, and they have a hard time. But you know what? I'm willing to give it a chance, and I want them to succeed, but at the same time, if they don't, they don't. And if they're already bad, they're already bad anyway, so it doesn't fucking matter. And Philostrate says, please, your grace, the prologue is addressed. And Theseus says, let him approach. And Quince enters as prologue. Okay, so he's starting the play. If we offend, it is with our good will that you should think we come not to offend, but with good will to show our simple skill. That is the true beginning of our end. Consider then we come but in despite. We do not come as minding to content you. Our true intent is, for all for your delight, we are not here. That you should here repent you, the actors are at hand, and by their show you shall know all that you are like to know. And then he stands aside. So he just gave a little preface, and he's just like, look, we're here to entertain you. We're not here to bring you distress. We're just here to tell you a story. And Theseus says, this fellow doth not stand upon points. And Lysander says, he hath read his prologue like a rough colt. He knows not the stop. A good moral, my lord. It is not enough to speak, but to speak true. And Lysander's just like, whoa, Theseus, don't be too quick to judge. He's just telling you what's going to happen, and he wants you to be forewarned about what they're trying to do. They're not trying to necessarily impress you. They're just here to give you a show. And Theseus says, his speech was like a tangled chain, nothing impaired, but all disordered. Who's next? Enter bottom as Pyramus, flute as Thisbe, snout as wall, starveling as moonshine, and snug as lion. Okay. And Quince says, are we going through this whole play? I guess so. Okay. Quince says, gentles, perchance you wonder at this show, but wonder on, till truth make all things plain. This man is Pyramus, if you would know. This beauteous lady Thisbe is certain. This man with lime and rough cast doth present wall, that vile wall which did these lovers sunder, and through wall's chink, poor souls, they are content to whisper. At the which, let no man wonder, this man with lantern, dog, and bush of thorn, presenteth moonshine. For if you will know, but by moonshine did these lovers think no scorn to meet at Ninus' tomb, there to woo. This grisly beast, which lion, hight by name, the trusty Thisbe, coming first by night, did scare away, or rather did affright. And as she fled, her mantle she did fall, which lion vile with bloody mouth did stain. Anon comes Pyramus, sweet youth, and tall, and finds his trusty Thisbe's mantle slain. Whereat with bloody, blameful blade, he bravely broached his boiling bloody breast. And Thisbe, tarrying in mulberry shade, did his dagger drew and died. For all the rest let lion, moonshine, wall, and lovers twain at large discourse, while here they do remain. This reminds me of Romeo and Juliet a little bit, this story. So, essentially, Pyramus and Thisbe, Pyramus and Thisbe would meet at a wall. And, hold on 1 second. Give me 1 minute, please. Holy shit, what a hold on screen that is. Wow. Okay. Sorry. Anyway. So Thisbe and Pyramus would meet at a wall, and they would like talk through the wall, essentially. And one day, I think it was, so Thisbe became scared because there was a lion that was at the wall one day, I guess. Oh, no, there was a lion at the tomb that they were supposed to meet at. They were supposed to meet for the first time ever. And she ran away. And her lantern that she brought with her, like, exploded. It didn't explode, but, like, it shattered because she was chased by a lion. Or she ran away from a lion. And so Pyramus saw that, and he thought that she died, obviously, because there's like a bloody lion there. There's a lion with a bloody mouth. And so he's like, oh, the lion killed her, so I'm going to kill myself because there's nothing to live for anymore. And then Thisbe comes back and then kills herself with the dagger because Pyramus is dead now. So, yeah, it's essentially Romeo and Juliet, just with a wall instead of a balcony. So everybody in the troupe exunes except Snout as the wall. So Snout is just standing there like a G, like this. I remember my high school did like a couple scenes from Shakespeare for like a Shakespeare conglomerate play, essentially. And I remember somebody playing the wall, and they literally just did this the whole time. Anyway, Theseus says, I wonder if the lion be to speak. And Demetrius says, no wonder, my lord. One lion may, when many asses do. And Snout steps forward. And Snout's the wall. And Snout says, as the wall. Lorenzo, that would be my part. I know. Just imagine just doing this. Anyway, Snout says, in the same interlude it doth befall that I, one Snout by name, present a wall, in such a wall, as I would have you think, that had in it a crannied hole or chink, through with the lovers, Pyramus and Thisbe, did whisper often very secretly. This loam, this rough cast in this stone doth show, that I am that same wall, the truth is so. And then he parts his legs, and this the cranny is, right and sinister, through which the fearful lovers are to whisper. Oh, so he didn't do this. Snout was actually supposed to, like, straddle them. Holy hell. So he would just, like, stand there and be like this. Like this. And then, and then, like, they're just whispering here. Oh, that would be so awkward to, like, stand there and do that. And just, like, have everyone just, like, whispering between your legs. Oh, weird. Theseus says, would you desire line and hair to speak better? And Demetrius says, it is the wittiest partition that ever I heard discourse, my lord. And then bottom comes in as Pyramus. And Theseus says, Pyramus draws near the wall. Silence. He's like, Demetrius, shut up. I don't need your commentary anymore, even though I gave you my commentary, but I don't want to hear your commentary because you are not worthy of giving commentary. And bottom says, O grim-looked night, O night with hue so black, O night which ever art when day is not, O night, alack, 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 I fear my Thisbe's promise is forgotten now, O wall, O sweet, O lovely wall, that standest between her father's ground and mine. Thou wall, O sweet and lovely wall, show me thy chink to blink through with mine eyne. Okay. And then bottom peeks through Snout's legs. I'm dead. Okay, so he, like, opens his legs more so that bottom can see more. Anyway. And it says wall obeys. Oh, it's so fucking funny. Thanks, courteous wall. Jove shield thee well for this, but what see I? No Thisbe do I see. O wicked wall, through whom I see no bliss, cursed by thy stones for thus deceiving me. And Theseus says, the wall, methinks, being sensible, should curse again. Bottom. No, in truth, sir, he should not. Deceiving me is Thisbe's cue. She is to enter now, and I am to spy her through the wall. You shall see it will fall pat, as I told you. Yonder she comes. I like how bottom is yelling at Theseus. He's just like, shut the fuck up, let me do my thing. And Flute comes in as Thisbe. Oh, wall. Hello, Patroclo. It's like Patroclus. We had a Patroclus, right? No, Patroclus is from the Iliad. Oh my god. Hi, greetings from Chile. Happy New Year, bro. Fun fact, Patroclus is like the best thing, in my opinion. This isn't a fun fact, this is my favorite thing. Patroclus is my favorite thing to happen in the Iliad. Anyway. So, Pyramus comes in. No, Flute comes in. O wall, full often hast thou heard my moans for parting, my fair Pyramus and me. My cherry lips have often kissed thy stones. Thy stones with lime and hair knit up in thee. And Pyramus says, I see a voice. And Pyramus is the wall, right? No, stop, it's the wall. Who is Pyramus? Pyramus? Oh, Pyramus is bottom, right. Why did he write Pyramus? What the fuck, editor? How did that go unnoticed? Okay, I see a voice. Now will I to the chink to spy, and I can hear my Thisbe's face. I can hear my Thisbe's face. Thisbe! And Flute says, my love, thou art my love, I think. Bottom. Think what thou wilt. I am thy lover's grace, and like Lymander, am I trusty still. And Flute says, and I, like Helen, till the fates me kill. And Bottom says, no, Shaphalus to Procrus was so true. And Flute says, as Shaphalus to Procrus, I to you. And Bottom says, oh, kiss me through the wall of this vile, hole of this vile wall. And Flute says, I kiss the wall's hole, not your lips at all. That's so funny. Oh my god. So they're just gonna kiss the wall. That's awkward though. Like, are they kissing snouts, legs? Weird. Anyway, leg kissing. I'm adding that to the list. Weird. Wall kissing. What a weirdo is Shakespeare. Come on. I mean, not to kink shame, really, but still. Ugh. Anyway. Bottom. Wilt thou at Ninny's tomb meet me straight away? Flute. Tide life, tide death, I come without delay. And then Bottom and Flute exunt. If it's a sexy wall. Lorenzo, you're like, I got the wall part. So Lorenzo, are you still down to be a wall if you've got Bottom and Snout, not Bottom and Snout, Bottom and Flute, like making out with your knee? I don't know. That seems like an awkward position to be in as a wall. I don't know. Snout. 'Tis have I, wall, my part discharged so, and being done, thus wall away doth go. And then they exunt. Well, no, Snout just exits. He doesn't exunt. Whew. Okay. And Theseus says, now in the mural down between the two neighbors. And Demetrius says, that'd make me crumble. I know, right? Yeah. You'd be like the wall version of London Bridge. You'd just be falling down. Make your knees weak. Demetrius says, no remedy, my lord, when walls are so willful to hear without warning. And Hippolytus says, this is the silliest stuff that ever I heard. Hippolytus is just like, this play is stupid. It's funny, though. And Theseus says, the best in this kind are but shadows, and the worst are no worse, if imagination mends them. And Hippolytus says, it must be your imagination, and not theirs. Theseus, if we imagine no worse of them than they of themselves, they may pass for excellent men. Here come two noble beasts in, a man and a lion. Okay. So, yeah, Hippolyta is just, like, eating this up. And Theseus is just like, silly woman. I can't believe you like something like this. And she's just like, bro, you like it too. And he's like, yeah, you're right. Anyway, so Starveling comes in as Moonshine and Snug comes in as the lion. Is Snug literally just playing a shining moon? Oh my god. And Snug says, you ladies, you, whose gentle hearts do fear the smallest monstrous mouse that creeps on floor, may now perchance both quake and tremble here when lion rough in wildest rage doth roar. Then know that I as Snug the joiner am a lion fell, nor else no lion's dam. For if I should as lion come in strife into this place, 'twere pity on my life. So Snug is just like, if you are a lady in the audience, can I get a hell yeah? And then Hippolyta and Hermia and Helena are like, hell yeah! And he's like, don't worry, it's not a real lion, okay? You're gonna be okay. I know it's kind of scary, but it's not real. It's okay. I'm dead. And Theseus is like, a very gentle beast and of good conscience. Demetrius, the very best at a beast, my lord, that e'er I saw. They're impressed. These guys are impressed by the costume that they're wearing. Lysander, this lion is a very fox for his valor. Theseus, true, and a goose for his discretion. Demetrius, not so, my lord, for his valor cannot carry his discretion, and the fox carries the goose. Theseus, his discretion, I am sure, cannot carry his valor, for the goose carries not the fox. It is well, leave it to his discretion, and let us listen to the moon. Starveling, who is Moonshine. This lanthorn doth the horned moon present. Demetrius, he should have worn the horns on his head. Theseus, He is no crescent, and his horns are invisible within the circumference. So Demetrius is like, okay, they just keep giving little things. They keep like chitter-chattering about how like they could have fixed it or done it better. But they're also like really big simps for the lion costume. Starveling. This lanthorn doth the horned moon present. Myself the man ith moon do seem to be. Theseus. This is the greatest error of all the rest. The man should be put into the lantern. How is it else the man ith moon? Demetrius. He dares not come there for the candle, for you see, it is already in snuff. Hippolyta. I am aweary of this moon. Would he would change? Theseus. It appears by his small light of discretion that he is in the wane, but yet in courtesy and all reason we must stay the time. Lysander. Proceed, moon. Starveling. All that I have to say is to tell you that the lanthorn is the moon. I, the man, ith the moon. This thorn bush, my thorn bush, and this dog, my dog. He's just like, look, this is what I'm here to tell you, okay? I'm done. This is it. I retire. Demetrius. Why, all these should be in the lantern, for all these are in the moon, but silence. Here comes Thisbe. And Flute enters as Thisbe. Flute. This is old Ninny's tomb. Where is my love? And Snug roars. Roar. Well, actually, it just says oh. I'm just imagining him go, oh. And then that's it. And then Thisbe drops her mantle and runs off. Roar, roar. And Demetrius goes, well roared, lion. Theseus, well run, Thisbe. Hippolyta, well shown, moon. Truly, the moon shines with a great grace. Lion gnaws Thisbe's mantle, so the lion's like chewing on the mantle. Theseus, well moused, lion. Demetrius, and then came Pyramus. And Bottom enters as Pyramus, and Snug exits as lion. Lysander, and so the lion vanisheth. This is so funny. I love how they're commenting on it because honestly, this is exactly how it is when I go to a play. But I mean, to be fair, this is how it used to be a lot more because when you read about like music history and things like that, when people would go to the opera or when people would go to like the symphony and stuff, they would be talking over that shit. It's like when you go to a jazz bar or when you go to like a bar concert, like people aren't actually paying full attention. They're just talking and chitter-chattering during it, and you're just like, oh, he did a really cool thing. That's kind of cool. Whatever. And like people would talk through it because they didn't like it wasn't seen as a high-class thing then, whereas like the opera now and the symphony now is more of like you have to be wealthy to go to it. Or I mean, I guess it's like a thing you go out of your way to go to, whereas I mean, you kind of had to have money then to have it because you're having it in your parlor. And I mean, I guess they would have some places that had it, but it was parlor music. It was something that wasn't extremely important if you missed it. It wasn't going to be something that you invested a lot of money into. Okay? So you can talk through the whole thing. Anyway, Bottom comes in, he's Pyramus. Sweet moon, I thank thee for thy sunny beams. I thank thee, moon, for shining now so bright. For by thy gracious golden glittering gleams I trust to take of truest Thisbe sight. But stay, O spite. But mark, poor night, what dreadful dole is here. Eyes, do you see? How can it be? O dainty duck, O dear, thy mantle good stained with blood. Approach, ye furies fell. O fates, come, cut thread and thrum, quail, crush, conclude, and quell. And Theseus says, this passion in the death of a dear friend would go near to make a man look sad. Hippolyta, beshrew my heart, but I pity the man. Bottom. O wherefore, nature, didst thou lions frame, since lion vilda, V-I-L-D-E. I don't know. I'm going to look up the IPA for that. V-I-L-D-E. Oh. Vild meaning. Vilde? Vild? Vilde? Vilde? Vild. 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 I'm going with Vild. Okay, it's not important. Nobody cares. No one cares. It's only showing up as a name anyway. I lost my place. Okay. Oh, wherefore, nature, didst thou lions frame? Since lions vild hath here deflowered, my dear, which is, no, which was the fairest dame that lived, that loved, that liked, that looked with cheer. Come, tears confound, outsword and wound the pap of Pyramus, that left pap where heart doth hop, thus die I, thus. And then he stabs himself. Now am I dead. Now am I fled. My soul is in the sky. Tongue, lose thy sight. Moon, take thy flight. Now die, 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 die. Moonshine exits. Pyramus dies. And Demetrius says, no, die, but an ace for him, for he is but one. Lysander, less than an ace, man, for he is dead. He is nothing. Theseus, with the help of a surgeon he might yet recover and prove an ass. Hippolyta, how chance Moonshine is gone before Thisbe comes back and finds her lover? Theseus, she will find him by starlight. Enter flutist Thisbe. Here she comes, and her passion ends the play. So they're just like, I don't know how Thisbe's gonna find him, because, like, let's be real here, he's dead, and the moonshine is gone, so she's basically searching in the dark. And Theseus is just like, bro, it's fine, it's chill. They'll find her by starlight. It's cool. Chill out. This is the king. So he's, like, really getting into it. And Hippolyta says, methinks she should not use a long one for such a Pyramus. I hope she will be brief. Demetrius, a mote will turn the balance, which Pyramus, which Thisbe is the better. He for a man. God warrant us, she for a woman. God bless us. Lysander, she hath spied him already with those sweet eyes. Demetrius, and thus she means. It's the name videlicet. Videlicate? Flute, asleep, my love? What? Dead? My dove? Oh, Pyramus, arise, speak, quite dumb, dead. Dead? A tomb must cover thy sweet eyes, these lily lips, this cherry nose, these yellow cowslip cheeks are gone. Lovers make moan. His eyes were green as leeks. Oh, sisters three, come to me, with hands as pale as milk, lay them in gore, since you have shore. With shears, his thread of silk. Tongue, not a word, come trusty sword, come blade my breast and brew. And then Thisbe stabs herself. And farewell, friends. Thus Thisbe ends. Adieu, adieu, adieu. So Thisbe just killed herself because she found Pyramus dead. And Theseus says, Thisbe falls from stabbing herself. Duh, she's dead. Theseus, Moonshine and Lion are left to bury the dead. Demetrius, aye, and the wall too. Right. Lorenzo come in clutch as being the wall, just burying them, just fall on top of them as the wall. Bottom, rising. No, I assure you the wall is down that parted their fathers. Will it please you to see the epilogue, or to hear a burgomask dance between two of our company? Theseus, no epilogue, I pray you, for your play needs no excuse. Never excuse. For when the players are all dead, there need none to be blamed. Marry, if he that writ it has played Pyramus and hanged himself in the Thisbe's garter, it would have been a fine tragedy, and so it is truly and very notably discharged. But come, your burgomask, let your epilogue alone. Bottom and flute, dance the burgomask and exeunt. Theseus rises. I don't know how to dance the burgomask. I'm not going to try. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to do burgomask. Woo woo. That was it. That's the whole burgomask. Anyway, Theseus was just like, yeah, I don't want to hear your epilogue. Like, we don't need that. Your whole entire play fucking killed it, okay? I don't need you to justify it afterwards. Just stay where you are. Just do your thing. Anyway, so they dance and they exit, and then Theseus rises and says, the iron tongue of midnight hath told 12. Lovers, to bed. 'Tis almost fairy time. So the fairies are going to come out into the forest again because, the magic happens at night. I fear we shall outsleep the coming morn as much as we this night have overwatched. This palpable gross play hath well beguiled the heavy gait of night. Sweet friends, to bed. A fortnight hold we this solemnity and nightly revels in new jollity. And they all exunt. And Robin, aka Puck, comes in, holding a broom. Oh, I love Puck so much. Now the hungry lion roars and the wolf behowls the moon, whilst the heavy ploughman snores, all with weary task foredoom. Now the wasted brands do glow, whilst the screech owl screeching loud puts the wretch that lies in woe in remembrance of a shroud. Now it is the time of night that the graves all gaping wide, everyone lets forth his sprite, and the church-way paths to glide. And we fairies that do run by the triple Hecate's team come from the presence of the sun, follow darkness like a dream. Now our frolic, not a mouse, shall disturb this hallowed house. I am sent with broom before to sweep the dust behind the door. So Robin's essentially just like, we had this play, sick. Now everything that's kind of mystical and magical is coming out. And Oberon and Titania come out with their retinue, their posse, their squad. And Oberon says, through the house give glimmering light. By the dead and drowsy fire, every elf and fairy sprite, hop as light as bird from briar, and this ditty after me, sing and dance it trippingly. Titania. First rehearse your song by rote, to each word a warbling note, hand in hand with fairy grace, will we sing and bless this place. So Oberon leads in all the fairies sing in chorus. As they sing, they take hands and dance about the hall, and the dance ends. They're just like, la, 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 the fairy song and dance, da, da, da. And then Oberon has a solo, and he's like, yeah, and then they finish. And Oberon says, now, until the break of day, through this house each fairy stray to the best bride bed will we, which by us shall blessed be. And the issue there create ever shall be fortunate. I know it's fortunate, but still. So shall all the couples three ever true in loving be, and the blots of nature's hand shall not in their issue stand. Never mole, hair lip, nor scar shall mark prodigious. Such as are, despised in nativity, shall upon their children be. With this field do consecrate, every fairy take his gate, and each several chamber bless through this palace, with sweet peace, and the owner of it blessed, ever shall in safety rest. Trip away, make no stay, meet me all by break of day. So Oberon's just like, I'm happy that everyone else is happy, and we all had this little thing that happened, and we're good, we're chilling. And they all exunt except for Robin. This is one of my favorite monologues, probably of all time. So it's real short though, and it's by Puck, Robin. So, if we shadows have offended, think but this, and all is mended, that you have but slumbered here while these visions did appear, and this weak and idle seem no more yielding but a dream. Gentles, do not reprehend. If you pardon, we will mend. And as I am an honest Puck, if we have unearned luck now to scape the serpent's tongue, we will make amends ere long. Else the Puck a liar call. So, good night unto you all. Give me your hands if we be friends, and Robin shall restore amends. And that's it, bro! Oh my gosh! Okay, so essentially what Puck was saying there, though, if you didn't know, so Puck is like, look, if you didn't like this play, I don't really care. But you can just pretend that it was a dream. And you can pretend that it didn't ever happen. And that these were all just characters and dumb little visions that you made up in your mind and just go on with your life. But if you enjoyed it, that's great. But I am just me, and you are just you. And that's the simplicity of the whole thing. And I really like it because, I mean, it's cool how it's like an epilogue outside of, so, yeah. But that was A Midsummer Night's Dream. How exciting. I'm really happy about it. I'm really excited that we finished it. That's another book. It's another Shakespeare play off the hook. I've decided what we're going to read next, though. So the friend that I went to Tokyo with, I told them that I'm reading Shakespeare. And they're really into Shakespeare. They're a big reader. She studied English in university, and so I was telling her about how I was reading a lot of the Shakespeare plays, and she was like, "You should read Macbeth next." And I have Macbeth, so we're gonna read Macbeth next. Make that work. So yeah, I'm excited about that. I'm excited to read Macbeth next. She said it was very good. She said it's a shame that I haven't read it yet. So I think it'll be good. I think it'll be good to read it. I'll have a good time. I think it's so interesting that it had a play at the end. Like, I feel it could have ended after everyone wakes up and headed out. I know, right? Well, I think it's cool that it comes full circle with the thespians and, you know, the people who are actors and whatever. And they're just like, yeah, I am an actor. And they were going to put on this play with all the people for the wedding. And so it's nice that they weren't just like, oh, and then they put on a play and it's happy ever after, right? It's cool how it brings that all in together and whatever and brings it full circle. So I think it's real neat. I hope you enjoyed this stream. I hope you enjoyed this play as much as I did. I liked it. I mean, I would say, so the characters in Midsummer Night's Dream, I don't fall in love with them as much. I love Puck, just because I like what Puck stands for, and I like how he's very, even though he's a mystical creature, he's very human, and he makes a lot of mistakes. But there's no one that I'm really just like, oh yeah, love that character. Like, there's not a Mercutio, and there's not a Graziano, there's not a Portia, you know, but at the same time, you know, it's really nice, and it's really, I like how fantastical it is, because you don't get to see that in a lot of William Shakespeare. So cool. If you enjoyed, feel free to follow. Not a priest laying the verbal smackdown, right? Right. If not, that's fine. If you would like to watch this stream again, or you would like to watch a Midsummer Night's Dream again, you can watch it. I have it on YouTube, though I did forget to record one part, so that's going to be lost forever. But yeah, everything's on YouTube. I have my link in the description. I also have other videos there that you can watch. Nothing really too crazy, but thank you so much for coming. It's always a blast hanging out. I really enjoy everyone who comes. I really enjoy you being here and interacting, and yeah, so I hope you have a good day or a good night with whatever you're doing, and I will see you again tomorrow, and we'll start Macbeth. Okay, bye.